Hey 1PM, you're listening to the 5-minute summary of this episode. If you're at the right place, enjoy. Do one of you want to summarize the general approach to anemia?
You want to think about whether it's increased destruction of red blood cells or loss of cells or reduced production, and then kind of break it down within each one. So in the breakdown, you're thinking about acquired or congenital causes, such as things like sickle cell anemia or spherocytosis. And then with blood loss, you want to think about like where are they losing the blood from, and then decreased production, things like failure of bone marrow in malignancy or other kind of chronic causes like reduced EPO production.
Give us the microcytic anemia causes using the tails mnemonic.
Yeah, so easy way to remember it is tails, and I guess with first principles, we know that microcytic anemia is an issue with sort of the production of the red blood cell, and we can break it down into the two main components, heme and globin.
Lovely.
So issues with globin.
Yes.
And that's your teeth, thalassemia.
Yeah.
The rest of it is issue with your heme, and just working through that. A is anemia of chronic disease. I is iron deficiency. L was lead toxicity, and S was sideroblastic. So we can break down macrocytic anemia into megaloblastic and non-megaloblastic. In terms of megaloblastic, you've got your B12 and B9 deficiency.
Lovely.
And in terms of your non-megaloblastics, you've got your alcohol.
Is the most common cause.
That's the most common cause.
And what's the keyword that you want to use for megaloblastic anemia?
Hypersegmented neutrophils.
Perfect. 100%.
Give us the science quickly, the peripheral science you'd be looking for.
So I guess let's start at the hands, start at the periphery. So you have prolonged cap refill time, palmar creases pallor, colonychia.
Lovely.
If you have iron deficiency.
Yeah.
Moving up to the face, you'll have the pallor of the conjunctiva, and then central cyanosis. And as JT's taught us, you can also have the angular stomatitis and glossitis.
And then some like vitals, you get a hyperdynamic state. That's what they say. You get a bounding pulse, you get tachycardia and palpitations, but I think this is probably later stage, more serious. And what are the general tests that you can do to investigate microcytic anemia?
You can do an iron study
Yes.
to check if there's any iron deficiency.
Yep.
And you can do a blood film.
Moving on to normocytic, what are things that you would do here?
The hemolysis screen.
Hemolysis screen, yes. And if you want to go the extra mile, usually they do. What would they do? You actually mentioned it earlier, and they do it for all three of these.
The blood film.
The blood film. And then, Jason, for macrocytic, when the MCV is high, again, reminder, it's insufficient nucleus maturation relative to the cytoplasm because of defective DNA synthesis or repair. So what are some things you would do here?
Yep, so you're already on the full blood count. You'd want to do a blood film to look at the cells. Would that help you differentiate whether it's megaloblastic?
Yes, you would, exactly.
Non-megaloblastic.
And
then you want to check out the hematinics.
Hematinics.
So that would be like your B1 or thiamine, folate, and B12.
Let's just give you the 3 key takeaways. So to approach anemia, think about the big categories, and the reasons are increased blood loss, increased red blood cell destruction, or decreased red blood cell production. Okay, MCV is the most important parameter in the diagnostic workup of anemia. So you get microcytic, normocytic, and macrocytic. And finally, the management of anemia involves treating the underlying cause, providing symptomatic management, nutritional or medicational supplementation, and regular monitoring and follow-up.